Good afternoon, everybody. It's Josh here from Lookin for Games. It's July 30th, 2021, and it's time for this week's weekly update. Before we get into the schedule this week, I want to make a little bit of an announcement. For anybody that's been coming out to our weekly events, you know that we've been having some incredible turnouts. So since we run most of our Saturday events during the daytime, we're going to adjust our Saturday evening hours so that we close at 9 o'clock or whenever the last gamers leave. So if we have events going on, for instance, when Nerd Night comes in, obviously we're going to be open. We're not, chasing anybody out right at 9 o'clock. And if you're in the middle of the game, obviously, then you'll be able to go ahead and finish as well. So just a little bit of an update so you know that moving forward, our hours are going to be 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday or whenever the last gamers leave. So with that, let's jump into the rest of the schedule. Coming up on Sunday, we've got the miniature melee events, and this week we are featuring Star Wars X-Wing, and we'll be running a raid boss as well as some skirmish battles. Our big old epic battle for Star Wars X-Wing from Fantasy Flight Games, and we'll be adding the Trident class assault ship, or the Squid as it's known, and we're going to be doing battle with that, and that kicks off at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Also, of course, our featured schedule for Lookin for Adventure. On Sunday, DM Jeff is going to be continuing with his one-shot mini adventures. On Wednesday, DM Dave is going to be doing Escape from the Underdark. And then on Thursday, DM Steve is going to be continuing his campaign through the Cartographer's Company. So, and again, all of those are available to sign up for on Warhorn. Those are live on a regular basis so that you can sign up well in advance. So in the past, we were using a Google form so that you could sign up and we would refresh that from week to week. This is a live, always living document. You'll always be able to sign up for events on Warhorn as they are scheduled. So go ahead and check that out at warhorn.net and search Lookin for Games. For game night this week, we're going to be getting the reimagined revision of Chemat to the table. Chemat Blood and Sand is a 2 to 5 player game from Madigo Games. You're going to battle as Egyptian gods, trying to make the most powerful armies and control Egypt. It's got a little bit of worker placement, a little bit of area control, and some hand management. Some really cool miniatures have been added to this, as well as some updated mechanics and a revised game board. So this is the latest release from Madigo Games, Chemat Blood and Sand, and that's in stock as well at the store today. Now, as I mentioned previously, the Love Your Local Game Store promotion kicked off on Tuesday. Well, the cards have finally arrived. So you're going to be able to, for any event you sign up to, you're going to have a choice of 5 different special foil retro frame promo cards. And each event entry is going to get you one of these cards. And I know I mentioned this before, but there's the Avid Mind Sensor, the Dig Through Time, Bolus's Citadel, the Goblin Guide, the Scavenger Ooze, and those are all going to be available one at a time through your entry. And speaking of entries, of course, this Saturday we have our Pioneer Tournament. And I believe for Friday Night Magic tonight, we're actually also going to be adding a pod of Pioneer for anybody that wants to prep and get ready for that event tomorrow. Each promo, I should say, also comes with an arena code for a Japanese alt art Planeswalker sleeve while supplies last. Also for tomorrow, I felt like YuGiOh didn't get their proper welcome back to our sanctioned live play. We actually came back to sanctioned live play on the 16th of July, and there were just some scheduling things. And so what I want to do for this weekend, what we're doing for this weekend's duels, is we're going to do a little bit of a YuGiOh prize blowout. So here's what you're going to get. Your entry is going to get you a ticket for a giveaway, and that giveaway will make you eligible to win prizes throughout the day. We're going to be giving away 2 boxes of King's Court, which is the latest release from Konami. We're going to be giving away boxes of the Legendary Duelist Season 2, which has those neat collector dice, and we've got a ton of playmats. So we're going to be giving all that stuff away throughout the day. So come and join us for YuGiOh Duels at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. New in stock this week, and I should make a note. When I say new in stock, a lot of times it's new to us. Uh, some of these games have been out for a minute, but they're games that we, for whatever reason, weren't able to get in right away. They were restocked, out of stock, out of print, restocked, reprinted, revisions, second editions, those kind of things. And Dead Man's Cabal is no exception. It is a 2 to 4 player game from Pandasaurus Games. And as a necromancer, it's hard to make friends because you're surrounded by the dead all the time. But who needs friends when you can just build some? In this game, you're going to compete with other necromancers and try to develop your perfect timing in order to bring the dead back to life just in time for a party. So we're probably going to try to get this to the game table for one of our game nights very soon. Speaking of game night, we're probably going to also be adding additional copies or additional games because game night has been off the chain on Wednesdays. We've had a ton of people coming in, so we're going to be starting adding additional. We'll have our one featured game, and then we'll have some other games that are going to be listed as well. So that'll be coming in future weekly updates. Also new in stock from Pandasaurus Games is the revisioned or the revised edition of Tammany Hall. This is a classic game that's been around for years, but they actually brought it back in a second edition. It's a 3 to 5 player game, and basically you're going to try to take control of New York City using corruption, backstabbing, and alliances. So I know some of you out there thrive on that kind of gameplay. So that's another game that I'm pretty confident is going to make its way to the table for game night. That's Tammany Hall in stock today from Pandasaurus Games. Now, Caverna, speaking of classic games, Caverna is a game that I only recently got a chance to play and had a really great time playing it. So thanks to one of our members, Brian, for bringing it in and showing me how to play. And this is a 1 to 7 player game from Lookout Games. And you play as dwarves trying to develop your farm, mind your caves, develop your livestock, and feed your ever-growing family. So there's a lot of really neat mechanics that are built into this game, including an adventure and dogs, because who doesn't like dogs? So Caverna from Lookout Games in stock today. In the queue this week, as I've mentioned before, we are hosting PopUp Gen Con, and that's going to be on September 18th. Again, spaces are limited. The last check, we're about halfway to almost 3/4 of the way sold through of all of our allotment. We'll probably be starting to post those updates more on a regular basis so you know exactly how many badges we have left. In addition to when we get through our allocation, we're going to be able to try to get some more in. So we've got some really exciting things planned, and I know I keep saying that, but we're going to get those details out to y'all very soon. That's PopUp Gen Con. As I mentioned last week, we are taking pre-orders for Machikoro 2. Because we are a premier retailer for Pandasaurus Games, that means we get promos that you can't get in a lot of other places, and this is no exception. Machikoro 2 is going to get you 3 special promo landmark cards when you pick up your order, and those pre-orders are live now at lookinforgames.com through our web store. Isle of Cats, again, I mentioned that last week. This is also in the queue. This is available for pre-order on our web store. And if you stop by the store, you can get some more information about special pre-order discounts. That's the Isle of Cats game coming from the City of Games. Now, Descent is a great little dungeon crawler that's been around for a little bit, and that's from Fantasy Flight Games. And now they've got a standalone expansion, and that's coming out next week. Legends of the Dark is a cooperative title for 1 to 4 player games, an app-driven game with an app-driven storyline and some fantastic miniatures. And that's another game that I know has a great fan base, so I'm looking forward to seeing the title Descent, Legends of the Dark. And finally, arriving soon, of course, I just mentioned Legends, but we've also got the next release from Marvel Champions, the Mad Titans Shadow. From Pandasaurus Games, we've got the Kickstarter editions of Dinosaur World as well as Dinosaur Island Rar and Right, Unfathomable from Asmodee, and as again I mentioned, Machikoro 2. So that is the update for this week. Please feel free to comment if you like our new video format. We've been tinkering a little bit, and I wanted to try something a little bit different. But thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.